Before anyone spoke of freedom, before anyone imagined escape, there was a man who believed he was already safe. He had lived his entire life inside a vast stone chamber. The air was cool, the floor smooth from centuries of footsteps, and the walls stretched high enough to disappear into shadow. Chains rested loosely around his ankles, but he rarely noticed them anymore. They did not cut his skin, they did not pull. They were simply there, like breath, like gravity, like the passing of time. In front of him, a wall glowed with moving shapes. Flickering silhouettes danced endlessly across its surface. Men at war, heroes crowned in gold, enemies falling, cities rising and burning. These shadows were the world as he understood it. He had studied them since childhood, learned their patterns, memorized their rhythms. To him, the shadows were not illusions, they were history, morality, truth itself. And among the prisoners, he was admired. Others whispered when he spoke. When a new shape appeared on the wall, people leaned toward him, waiting for interpretation. He could predict what would come next. He knew which shadows meant victory and which meant disaster. The guards, unseen but always present, rewarded him with praise and small privileges. He felt important, needed. The cave did not feel like a prison. It felt like home. From the outside, it would have been easy to say he was trapped, but from within, life made sense. Every day followed a familiar order. Every belief had a place. Every question already had an answer. Uncertainty was rare, and when it appeared, it was quickly smothered by consensus. Here, nothing truly unexpected ever happened. That was the comfort. The prisoners formed a society around the wall. They debated the meaning of shadows, argued over their interpretations, and passed down rules to the younger ones. Children were taught early where to look and how to understand what they saw. Doubt was not forbidden, but it was quietly discouraged. People who questioned too much were called restless, unstable, dangerous. Our prisoner learned this lesson well. He watched how skeptics were treated, how laughter followed them, how their words were ignored, how loneliness slowly pushed them back into silence. He promised himself he would never become like that. Belonging mattered. Being right mattered. So he mastered the shadows. Over time, his identity fused with his understanding of the wall. He was not just someone who saw the truth, he was someone who defended it. When disagreements arose, he spoke with confidence, and others followed. His certainty gave them comfort. His explanations reduced fear. Inside the cave, certainty was the highest virtue. Then one day, something broke the pattern. A man seated several places away began to act strangely. He turned his head slightly, as if distracted by something behind him. At first, others ignored it, but the movement continued. The man strained against his chains, wincing as unused muscles screamed in protest. People laughed nervously. "Why look away?" someone asked. "There's nothing there," said another. Our prisoner felt irritation rise in his chest. Disruption was dangerous. He warned the man to stop, reminded him of the rules, of the wall, of the truth that had always guided them. But the man did not listen. Then, one night, the impossible happened. The man's chains loosened. No one knew how. Some said it was an accident. Others said it was punishment disguised as freedom. As the man stood, trembling, a new sensation filled the cave: fear. He turned around. The light behind them was blinding. It stabbed at his eyes, forced tears down his face. He screamed, collapsed, crawled away from it. The prisoners shouted for him to return, to face the wall again. Our prisoner felt anger now. The man's pain was proof enough. Whatever lay behind them was harmful. But the man did not stop. Dragging himself forward, he moved toward the light, each step an act of agony. When he finally disappeared beyond the cave's mouth, silence followed. Days passed. The shadows continued as before, but something felt wrong. Conversations grew tense. The absence lingered like a missing note in a familiar song. Our prisoner dismissed it. People leave, he told himself. Order remains. Then the man returned. He was thinner, eyes scarred by brightness, movements awkward and unsure. When he spoke, his voice shook, not with weakness, but with urgency. "The wall is lying," he said. "The shadows are not real things. They're reflections. There's a world outside, vast, painful, beautiful. The sun." The word itself felt violent. Laughter erupted. Some mocked him. Others shouted him down. Our prisoner stood and felt a strange conflict tear through him. The man's words disturbed something deep, something he did not want disturbed. "Look at you," our prisoner said. "You can barely see. You stumble over your words. You left and came back broken, and you expect us to follow?" The crowd murmured agreement. The returned man pleaded. He spoke of trees that moved in the wind, of water that reflected the sky, of a light that revealed rather than deceived. He admitted it hurt at first. He admitted he had cried, begged to return to the shadows. "But once you endure it," he said softly, "you see clearly, and once you see, you cannot unsee." That was the moment our prisoner felt true fear. Not fear of the light, but fear of losing himself. If the man was right, then everything our prisoner believed was wrong. His status, his confidence, his role in the cave, all of it collapsed. The certainty he had built his life upon would dissolve into confusion, and confusion, he believed, was worse than chains. So he chose. He raised his voice, louder than before. He ridiculed the man's blindness, pointed to his clumsy movements as evidence of madness. He warned the others that leaving the cave destroyed minds. He reframed pain as proof of danger. The crowd listened. Soon they were no longer laughing, they were angry. The returned man was silenced, pushed back to his place, his words swallowed by noise. Some suggested punishment, others demanded stricter rules. Our prisoner supported them all. He spoke passionately about order, tradition, safety, and the cave applauded. In the days that followed, he became more than an interpreter of shadows. He became their guardian. He taught the children to fear what lay behind them. He told stories of madness and death beyond the wall. He explained that curiosity was weakness, that doubt led only to suffering. He believed it, or rather, he needed to. Because in quiet moments, rare and unwelcome, he felt a flicker of unease, a question he refused to complete, a memory of the man's trembling voice. He crushed those thoughts quickly. Over time, the cave grew more rigid. Movements were restricted, rules multiplied. Turning one's head became taboo. The shadows remained, endlessly reassuring, endlessly shallow. Our prisoner aged, his chains rusted but never broke, his authority solidified. To newcomers, he was wisdom itself. To doubters, he was immovable. And yet, Somewhere deep within him, there lived a truth he never faced, that loving the cage was easier than risking the light. Plato's warning was never about ignorance forced by tyrants. It was about ignorance embraced by choice. The most dangerous prison is not built with stone, it is built with comfort. Because when people fall in love with their illusions, they will defend them, fight for them, kill for them if necessary, not because they are evil, but because truth threatens identity, belonging, and peace. The prisoner never escaped, but he did succeed in something else. He made sure no one else wanted to. And that is why the cave still exists, not just in ancient philosophy, but in every age, every society, every screen that flickers with shadows we prefer to believe. The question Plato leaves us with is not whether the light exists, it is whether we are brave enough to endure the pain of seeing it. Because freedom, unlike the cage, offers no guarantees, only truth.